got it going on. Getting it set up. Here we go. Let me light my candle. Get the party started. I welcome all of you to this transmission of spirit, to this light, Christic light, to this frequency, to this consciousness, and specifically tonight to this Lyran Anuhazi feline consciousness. And just quickly say that now there is a structure to the universe, what we more accurately call a multiverse, an actual spiritual science structure. Sorry for the background noise. And so within this structure called the 15-dimensional time matrix, there is a beginning point. A beginning point of all alien races and planets, both planets and alien species. A beginning point. And so at the beginning point, one of the main founder races was an actual feline race. And this coming from Lyra, so you can say Lyran feline alien race. And their name is the Anuhazi. Now most New Agers and occultists, you know, people who are into the occult or into New Age, they've never heard of the word Anuhazi. No, you can go online and search the term. People aren't talking about it, people aren't mentioning it. Maybe now more than ever because of my channel, 450,000 subscribers sharing this name, Anuhazi. But most people are going to say Leonines or Irma or some other name other than Anuhazi. So my whole point is that there was a beginning point of our entire reality fields. And at the top, at the beginning, was this feline Anuhazi race. So one thing you also need to realize is everything is based on DNA templates, all of these different races. So all, A-L-L, all feline, alien, extraterrestrial races, even your little kitty cats in your house, your home, all feline DNA templates originate from the Anuhazi. So when I post a video about Lyran Starseeds, well, people will say they don't look like that. There's probably billions of different feline races. Out of all these billions, which one are you saying doesn't say it looks like that? Because my video is about the Anuhazi. Who are you talking about? What's the name of your feline? Because I want to make clear at the beginning, Lyran Starseed is not the name of a species. I mean, not the name of a specific race. It's like someone talks to me and say, hey, American, instead of hey, brother, or Davian, or Anuhazi. That's rude. You don't call someone by their star system or their location, like America. So saying Lyran or Lyran whoever, Lyran Starseed, that is not the race's name. They're from Lyra, but you don't call them Lyrans to identify them. To identify them, you call them by what their race name is. Lyra is the name of a star system, not the name of a race. Okay, so let's just clear that up because there is so much silliness, ignorance in New Age. Oh, Lyran Starseed. They're called Anuhazi homies. Okay, so, and you would say that people who have this soul or connection to this Lyran energy, they can be identified or connected through their bloodline to these feline groups. They could be the Leonines, they could be the Irma, they could be the Lyran Starseeds or the Anuhazi, or the 12th dimensional Anuhazi. Like I said, if there are trillions of star systems, let me repeat that again. If there are trillions of stars, suns, in our, just in our galaxy, and each of those trillions of star systems have planets, who knows how many, 1, 5, some crazy amount of planets circling each of those trillions of stars. That's an insane amount of possible life. And that's one galaxy. And there's supposedly trillions of galaxies. So trillions times trillions. So maybe saying billions of feline extraterrestrial races is a conservative number. Mind-boggling when you start to add all those zeros. So this is something that is realistically, you could say there's billions of feline races, billions of reptilian races, billions of bird races, billions of, whatever species you want to connect to, so like the insectoid races, or the any type of aquatic races. There's got to be billions, you guys, and these beings are all coming not just from our galaxy. Most of the races are not coming from our galaxy. They're coming from other galaxies, other dimensions. So they're traveling here from many different locations through portals, through stargates. So that's a silly argument. Oh, that's not what they look like. Who? Right? They don't even bother to look at my description of my video. I say Anuhazi, Lyran Starseed Anuhazi. I don't say Leonine, I don't say Irma or whatever feline race you're talking about. I'm specifically acknowledging, because this is the Emerald Order teachings. And so I'm talking about the guardian races that are mentioned in the Emerald Order teachings. And two of them are the Lyran Starseed Anuhazi of Density Universe 3. You can call it Holographic Universe 3. Or the Anuhazi from the 4th Density Universe. So it's a huge topic. We're going to talk about some of the signs that you could be, let's say a Lyran or a feline starseed. Because some people will argue about which one. So any type of feline starseed, they have these traits. People can see those traits, share and notice those traits in someone else who's a Lyran. Like I'm a Lyran for sure. I know my girlfriend is a Lyran. Some of you identify as being Lyrans. And here's the interesting thing about your identity. Okay? You have 1,728 possible identities. So, maybe I'm Lyran. Well, dude, you could be Lyran, you could be Syrian, you could be, from Orion, you could be from Sirius, you could be from Lyra. You could have all of these different, incarnations in these different species and bloodlines. And then we talk about the higher, the universal trinity: blue flame, gold flame, violet flame. Well, technically, feline races are coming out of the blue flame. But just realize that because you can have different identities in the gold violet flame, you could have identities, incarnations in the gold flame, and have incarnations in the blue flame. So you can identify with more than one type of species. Like most of my lives are from the blue flame, but the violet flame is very close, like almost like even. And for me, gold flame is way down here for me. Not many lifetimes I remember in the gold flame. The only race that I would say I connect to is like some type of dragon race. So I would say I can't think of anything else besides, you know, bird beings. Something really strong with bird energy. Avian, Thunderbird, Azurite. So that's a good example, actually. Azurite has blue flame, gold flame, violet flame DNA. It represents, they were created that way. They were created to represent all these different founder races. Because from the blue flame, they got the Anuhazi. From the gold flame, they got the Athean, mantis, insectoids, and the Ceres, bird people. And from the violet flame, they got the whale people called the Inu, and the Pegasi. That's in the Azurite's DNA. And your brother Anuhazi's DNA. I've lucidly seen my Azurite self, which is freaking one of my most precious, powerful memories. Profound, beyond my, like, I didn't know it was even possible to perceive some of those things. And so, truly grateful, right? So, yeah, so because of that specific example, I do definitely have some gold flame. Because this being definitely had bird the Azurite. I'm seeing the Azurite as, it looks, try to merge a dragon and a bird. Whatever you think that looks like, that's what I saw. And what I saw definitely was not a humanoid or hominid with arms and legs. It was in a gestation period, like an egg, but not, maybe it wasn't an egg, but some type of period of development as a fetus, which is weird to me, but that was obvious. There was some type of growth period of the little baby Azurite, and I wasn't the only one in this nursery. I was in a nursery. There was caretakers waiting for us to come in. And if we're talking about higher densities, higher dimensions, it's not like normal birth coming out of their mama. There was no mama when what I saw. I was just in some nursery of other Azurites, and we were already consciously awake inside the gestation, if that's what it's called. I don't know if it was gestation. It was something bizarre, because I was able to make noises while I was in my fetus, or in that period of my existence. So let me get this down. I'll say hello to everybody. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight, is the Lyran Starseed signs. Some of the signs that you can It's not just that. We're going to go into detail about this race. It's a very important race, you guys. A powerful guardian race who did not fall. They actually lost their planet because of warring, being attacked by, other races. I'm not talking about Anuhazi. Nothing can happen to the Anuhazi. I mean the lower versions of their downsteps. Like the Anuhazi, 12D Anuhazi downstep to the third universe in the ninth dimension. That's them. They put their consciousness there. Pieces of their consciousness, just like our souls put pieces of ourselves down here on Earth. So there's a lot of silliness in New Age. Technically, they're not even starseeds. There's only 5 starseed races involved with planet Earth. And most people don't even know what a starseed is. But I use this lingo so people in New Age find me and find these teachings. I have to use those hashtags for you guys. I have to use terms like Lyran Starseed for you guys. I'm reaching people who are lost in false light systems. I'm trying to help you, offer this Christic knowledge. So, there's only 5 starseed races involved with humans. That is the Antrians, the Brenoa, the Hibaru, Melchizedek, and Uniseti. The actual literal starseeds are called cloister races, and the cloister races are talked about in Voyagers 2. Notice you didn't hear anything called Anuhazi or Lyran. Antria, Brenoa, Hibaru, Melchizedek, Uniseti. Those are the actual starseeds. Now, can some of these races who are Emerald Covenant come incarnate here and assist? Well, there's an example, but you wouldn't be called a starseed because starseeds are involved with creating humans. There's only 5 allowed to create with humans in the Guardian Project. But you could be here coming as service from that feline lineage, okay? And you could have what could actually be happening is that you're just someone on Earth who's remembering your higher chakra, your higher Akashic records, your higher selves. That doesn't mean you're a starseed. It just means that you're really connecting to feline frequency. And so when I mention Lyran Starseed, that's what I'm talking about. People who feel this ancestry, higher ancestry. Now, this ancestry could be coming from the second universe. That's dimensions 4, 5, and 6. Or the higher third universe ancestry, which would be more Gaian frequency or at that level, which would be dimensions 7, 8, and 9. Or the highest one, which would be dimensions 10, 11, and 12 in the 4th holographic universe. So Lyran Starseeds representing. Eventually, I've already made several t-shirt designs. You guys, I'm just making the simple ones first. They're called minimalist, sir. A minimalist design. Just wording that has power. Words are power, especially guardian terms like innerchristos and law of one and God sovereign free. And just recently today, the Omni Love. And I still have another design before. There's a few other t-shirts I want to make, like Unity Consciousness, Christ Consciousness, Twin Flame shirts. And then I'll be just adding more types of products like hoodies, mugs, backpacks, whatever. And so this is how I can support my channel. It's going to take probably a month or so to get lifted off, because I have to create a website to put all the products on there, and then YouTube will let me add those to my videos. I can't do that yet. Now it's just based on word of mouth. So I will be making my own. This is nice, but I want my own artwork on my body, my own designs, my own frequency. So, but this will serve for now. Deb Moon, do starseeds come from beings of light? You could say the ones working with humans are, or basically there's this concept where alien races are seeded on planets. Well, there could be a fallen angelic seeding planets. So I wouldn't say all starseeds are good. But the ones, following law of one, innerchristos, serving source God, those are going to be positive. So, just like everything in the creation, everything in creation has a free will choice to choose light or darkness. The ones I'm talking about, to answer your question, the ones I'm talking about are serving light. We know that all are part of source God. Nothing can be separate from God. That's impossible. That's a false light idea. That's what religion says. We transmute that. We call BS on that. So any being can choose to be fallen, following false creeds, reverse, inverted frequencies. And so you can recognize it. You know the difference by the frequency, by the topics that we cover and all that. So good question though. The beings that I'm referring to do come from light. So Sir Madison, brother, one of our moderators, Machiwa. I gotta make one of those shirts too, you guys. Machiwa shirt, right? Machiwa. Giannis, Star Sister, woohoo! So happy to see you here, you guys. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine in the house. Star Bro, Star Sister. Giannis, Jamie. Machiwa, Holy Ones, Omni Love and Light. Yeah, frequency. Ariana Rodriguez, Machiwa to you. I definitely gotta have a Machiwa shirt, right? Georgina Hedinger, bless you, sister. So happy to see you. Oh, we got two Arianas. This one's spelled different, but Ariana Seraphi. And that's the positive. Seraphine would be the negative. Great night, holy ones, enlightened souls. Good to see you, sister. Jennifer Guyton in the house, sharing big hugs and love with my fam. All those positive emojis and energies. Yeah. Anuhazi Dude is here tonight. Charlie and Hallie. And you guys, if anyone has questions tonight, make sure when you write your message out, put the @ Christos Avatar TV. Just look at how it's spelled on my channel. When you see the channel, you can see what it's spelled. And then it will be highlighted, and then I can see it. That's called tagging. Tag my channel name. And then I'll see your message very easily. Otherwise, it'll just get buried. But I'm asking our Star Sister Giannis, please post anyone's questions that you may notice, please, in Discord. Yes, thank you. As long as you're here, Otherwise, we'll have Celine if she comes on. Lyran Moon in the house. Machiwa Familia. Woohoo! Cynthia QQ. Got that Lyran Lion frequency. Yeah. We also got Leanne, 144, powerful number, made it, woohoo! Sandra, payment with Machiwa all. Most definitely gotta make a Machiwa shirt. So, rub my eyes, excuse me. We're all human sometimes. Thank you. Falcon says, thank you, Christos Avatar. Beautiful, blessed wisdom. Thank you for your positive vibes. How did you bold that word, Star Brother? How did you bold Star Brother? Oh, it looks like it from my eyes. Maybe I just rubbed my eyes. Never mind. So let me start, you guys. Connor Sites Bowen. I'm in Utah now, headed through Vegas in the next few days. Woohoo! Connor Sites Bowen. I'm not actually live in Vegas. I live like an hour and a half away. But I'm sure you'll have an awesome time, man. You can't get bored in Vegas, and it doesn't sleep. You can stay up as long as you want, right? Thank you, Giannis. Appreciate that, sister. And please share my shop link as well. And you guys, please support this work as I'm doing this video tonight. I left the donation link at the top. Just hit that and support your brother Anuhazi. That exchange in energy is how I can keep on doing this full time, you guys. Thank you so much. And I do work full time. From when I wake up and you know, I gotta do normal daily stuff, but most of the time I'm working till I go to bed, you know. So and I don't stop on Saturdays and Sundays. Now when I'm with my girlfriend, I'll take the time off, but otherwise, you know, I'm always working. So feline alien extraterrestrials. I could have named the video that, but so many people identify with being a Lyran Starseed. So let me rephrase that. Many people identify with having feline extraterrestrial DNA or memories or consciousness. So that's what we address tonight. The signs that you are a Lyran Starseed, feline alien extraterrestrial. There are signs because these beings behave in a certain way. They have certain noticeable characteristics that several people who identify with Lyrans have these qualities. And while the video says 12 signs, obviously there's more than 12, you guys. So there's something very important I want to say at the beginning of this video about the Lyrans, which are feline aliens. Surely, it's not very accurate to call these beings just Lyrans, you guys. Because what you're saying is that all beings, life forms from the star system Lyra are feline? It is ignorance. It is an inaccuracy. We're cleaning that inaccuracy up. I mean, look at the star system we're in. Are all the same species? So why are you calling them the same species, right? Same with Sirius, people call it. So, do you think all Syrians look the same? It is immaturity to think that. It is ignorance to think they're all blue, they all have a certain shaped head. It is ridiculous. What did I say earlier? Trillions of stars and trillions of galaxies. You better believe there's many different appearances of beings in Andromeda. It's another ignorance, man. It's like, ugh. They think Andromedans are all the same, so they're calling this label. All beings from the Andromeda galaxy, you're just calling them Andromedans. All the beings from Lyra, they're felines. All the beings from Orion are reptilians. It's inaccurate. It's wrong. Sorry. That's not true. Not even close. And even on one planet, even on, you know, just look at our planet. Are we all the same parents? Do you think all the beings in Armatena or Vega or Avion or Alcyon, even Nibiru, do you think they all look the same? Come on, let's be a little bit more conscious. So we have this guardian race called the Anuhazi from the 12th dimension. Felines, alien extraterrestrials. So, we have a 15-dimensional time matrix that we live in. And it started 950 billion years ago. That's how old the Anuhazi are. The Anuhazi are 950 billion years old. Now, they still exist. Just because it was blown up in 12th dimension, the Armatena, doesn't mean they all disappeared. Do you think they were all on the planet when the planet disappeared? It is kind of silly. There's just like, there's probably humans here, there's humans in another galaxy, another planet, another dimension. So there's other feline beings in other planets, and they were doing things in other star systems and other, places and locations. So they're not all wiped out. And also historically, the Anuhazi allowed their planet to be destroyed by the Anu Elohim, because they are guardians, and they made a choice, because that choice saved. You'll hear Ashana break this down in detail. They were trying to help the Odedicrons, because many of the Odedicrons were not following the lead of the Omicrons. So if they allowed that, this is what would have happened. What would have happened is it would have caused cataclysm in all of the races in the 10th dimension and the 11th dimension. I can't explain that all in one night, you guys, so I won't, but that is in Voyagers 2. That is called the original sin. Not sin from the Bible. Okay? But it's got a nickname where something horrible happened, and so that affected many beings that are from the 11th dimension and down. The guardian Anuhazi allowed it to happen, because if they did, it would destroy many innocent races. So, many different races, or our planet. Okay, they allowed it. And so, literally how it happened, it didn't happen with spaceships and UFOs. It happened between two stargates. It's spiritual science. So they backed up their stargate that they were originally, I'm talking about the Anu Elohim. They were responsible for SG-11, Stargate 11. All of these are interlinked. These universal stargates, there's only 12 of them. The Lyran, I'm sorry, I don't want to make that New Age mistake. The Anuhazi were guardians over the 12th universal stargate. The Anu Elohim were one of the guardians of the 11th stargate, which is on planet Avion. This is another thing I see people mixing up. Felines are Lyrans from the Lyran planet. I get people trying to say that the felines are from Rhaegar, or the felines are from Avion. No, they are not. Those are Gold Flame and Violet Flame. Felines are from the Blue Flame planet. The Blue Flame lineages, bloodlines. Get it correct. See what I said earlier? Most New Agers and occultists have no idea what is Anuhazi. So guess what? They have no idea and do not talk about at all. Don't mention Armatena. You won't hear Armatena spoken from anywhere except from these teachings or Lisa Renee, who is a student of these teachings. That's why she talks about it. So from these teachings. That's it. I'm talking about them, but I'm part of these teachings. So these teachings are the only ones that talk about the Anuhazi and planet Armatena. So they took Stargate 11 and backed it up, the frequency, and it went into Stargate 12. It was on the Armatena. It blew up Armatena. But that's what they wanted. I mean, that's what the Anu Elohim were trying to do. So this is another complex concept that if you take a universal stargate, the universal stargates are part of DNA templates. So if you take one of these 12 and get rid of it, that gets rid of this DNA strand 12. So any beings who had 12 strands now didn't have 12 strands. They had only 11. And you know what that means. If you only have 11, you can't ascend out of the time matrix. You're stuck in the time matrix. It took the Guardians 1 million years to fix that problem. But remember what I said. The Anuhazi allowed the Anu Elohim to create this cataclysm because the Guardians from the 12th dimension made a choice. I'm sure I'll probably get all kinds of questions about that, but guys, it's in Voyagers 2. The whole story is in Voyagers 2. There's a whole chapter on it. The original fall. This is the actual incident that also created fallen angels. Fallen angels are not from the Bible story. The Bible, the book of Christianity, and any religion, any sacred book, any religion is fallen angels' teachings. It's created by fallen angels. Now, I've made many videos that talk about that in more detail. I'm not doing that tonight. Tonight's about the Anuhazi, but what I'm saying is that I was just making that comparison because we talk about that within our terminology. Just like we don't mean the same thing you do when we talk about angels. Because angel is a categorization of a type of species in the second universe. It's not the name of a specific, being with wings. It is any being. They could be a bug from the second universe. A bug from the second universe is an angel. A rock that's alive. Well, that'll cause confusion, but any reptilian in the second universe is an angel. Any bird race in the second universe is an angel. Angel is a carbon etheric matter classification. Any being in the second universe of carbon etheric matter is an angel. Any being in the third universe which is the etheric matter, is an archangel. Guardians use this term as a classification of matter density. Angels, second universe. Archangels, third universe. Avatars, fourth universe. Rishi, fifth universe. It's a classification of matter. A Rishi is a thermoplasmic being. An avatar is a hydroplasmic being. An archangel is a etheric matter being, and an angel is a carbon etheric being, and we are carbon matter beings. First universe, the least evolved, the most dense, the lowest oscillation vibration. So when you cut off the 12th strand, it created cataclysm. And there was also wars in Gaia. So many people are talking about how wonderful Gaia is, when Gaia has same freaking distortions and horrible wars and problems too. Everything below the 12th dimension has some issues, has some problems because of this original sin, this original cataclysm, this original catastrophe that affected the DNA templates of all beings for a million years. And this happened 250 billion years ago. So that was called the Lyran Elohim War, which kept on going to something called the Angelic Wars. What is angelic? You just learned. It's Density Universe 2 Wars. Most of these beings visiting us are angels, Density Universe 2 beings, including the Anunnaki. They're from Holographic Universe 2. And so, the Anahazi are just part of our actual literal DNA. Well, let's say it more accurately, we're part of their DNA. Because that's the original blueprint. So, now technically speaking, we're the angelic human DNA blueprint, which is 12-strand diamond sun. These Lyran Anahazi, well, they created races that downstep to us because they're, let's say, 48 strands. 30, 48. Humans are 12. They're 48 strands of DNA. That's called Emerald Sun DNA. So they downstepped some of their DNA to the third universe called Lyran Anahazi. They had around up to 36 strand. Those beings downstepped to races like the Leonines, but actually when it comes to the human project, it was the Oraphim. So, which is part feline, but also part avian. So it is the Oraphim who created the angelic human in the second universe. And it is some of the angelic humans who fell to the first universe that created the human race. Or you could say downstepped. But some of them fell and became disembodied. Some came to rescue those disembodied souls. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to rescue all those fallen, disembodied consciousness that fell from the cataclysm in the second universe. There is a whole history, you guys. But so if we are connected to the angelic humans were seeded from the Oraphim were seeded from the Lyran Anahazi, and then the Lyran Anahazi were seeded from the Anahazi. So we are part of the feline lineage, the Lyran Starseed lineage. And that's the next point I want to talk about. On our planet, we have this huge cat feline statue called the Great Sphinx. This is our planet, Armatena, downstep to Gaia, Gaia downstep to Tara, Tara downstep to Earth. Earth is not even natural. It's an unnatural thing that happened because of the fall. Anything falling, anything distortion, is not natural. Earth didn't always exist. Tara always exists. Gaia always existed. And so did Armatena. Earth was created by the Guardians. So it's not a natural part, but it was aligned with the souls connecting to Tara through the Ark of the Covenant passageway, through the Great Pyramid of Giza. There was ascension happening through technology, guardian technology, to get them into the right, to get them to Tara. It's another big topic, right? So, but this Great Sphinx is a landmark. It is a landmark of who we are, of what we come from. It was these guardians on Earth who came incarnated on Earth. You know, Syrian Council people would incarnate here. Angels, density 2 beings. Angels incarnate here, some archangels will incarnate here, some avatars, some Ayani, Indigo's children, incarnate here. They're coming from all these higher levels, and we're coming down to the earth drama. But they build those groups, specifically, the Lyran Starseed Anuhazi, who organized other races, smaller compared to them, called the Elohim. And the Elohim were helping a lot of the races on Sirius B, which is a guardian planet. So the Elohim was created by the Lyran Starseed to help this project. So the Elohim were kind of like overseers. And then the Elohim were working with the Oraphim. Well, actually, those come from they're connected. Or they're all part of the Blue Flame Guardian groups. And so the Oraphim are the ones who seeded the angelic humans. And so this was some of the groups that came to help build the pyramids. And so the Giza Plateau, the Sphinx, and the Great Pyramid, which was an ascension chamber, which was a teleportation chamber. It was super high tech. It was created by other guardian technology called the Ankh, and the rod, and the staff. These are multi-dimensional, higher dimensional tools that can make these insanely huge and super heavy rocks, levitate. They use levitation to create these pyramids. I gotta make a video about this, man. It'll be amazing. There's all kinds of theories and ideas about the pyramids. The Guardians tell you exactly how old they are. They're over 50,000 years plus. So here's a big controversy. Even amongst some of you brothers and sisters, you're going to disagree about what I'm about to say. But let me tell you this. It is Speaker 1, Ashiana Dean. Not Iyasha. I'm not referring to that part of it. I'm referring to Ashiana Dean, who's on top of her game, who's got that connection, who knows? She said in her own words that Sphinx, Great Sphinx, built 50,000 plus years ago, had a lion's head. I don't need to raise my voice. I'm just telling you straight up what the Guardians say, what the Emerald Covenant says, and there's even a contradiction in the Voyager's book. But you could say Ashiana corrected that, and all you have to really do is look at the Sphinx. Look at it. Look at the big body. No, seriously, it's got super long. Well, ask Sir Madism. He was there. Brother, please write in the comments. Do you think the body is a feline or not? What's your opinion, brother? But anyone can see historical pictures you can look online and look at the body of the Sphinx. It is obviously a freaking lion, feline. There's no question. And I had some person try to say, oh, it was a Anubis head. It was a dog head. Dude, why would they put a dog head on a cat body? Come on. Who are you fooling? You're just fooling yourself. It's an obvious, even feline paws, cats have different paws than dogs. You can tell the difference. This is a lion, and there was historically damage done to the head. First of all, the Sphinx, the Lyran Sphinx, has nothing to do with pharaohs. No, there is no pharaohs who built this 50,000 plus years ago. Thank you for whoever sending all those hearts. Kiss me. Mwah! Thank you. The pharaohs are the Illuminati bloodlines, not good bloodlines. The only exception that was actually mentioned in Voyagers, Queen Nefertiti and her husband and her family, which was King Tut, right? Am I getting that wrong? Someone correct me. That family line are the ones who were guardians who changed the religion to unity, one God, not several gods. All those other representations are freaking fallen angelic Illuminati bloodlines called the pharaohs. The pharaohs, the royalty. Okay? So it is pharaohs who took the guardian lion sculpture and they had to chisel it down, in order to make it look like an Anunnaki head, a human looking face. They had to cut down the lion's head. You know, a lion has this mane, it's pretty big head. It doesn't look big anymore, you guys. That should make you think for a long time right there that the head is not proportional. The current head is not proportional to that body. Do you think the original guardians who built the Sphinx would make it not anatomically correct? When I say, you know, do you think they would make a small size head on a giant body? Obviously, look at what the current head looks like. You can tell it's like not even a good job. They didn't do a very good job. And possibly it was also weather that made their what do you call that, graffiti damage worse. So you guys can disagree if you want. Even without Ashiana's testimony, you can just look at that and say that doesn't even make sense. That head is too small. And it doesn't match a freaking lion body. What does that match in history? What symbol does that match? Why would there be a freaking human head on a lion body? Or even an Anunnaki head on a lion body? Why? Does that make sense? It was a freaking lion. And not to mention, the ancient Egyptians, well, gee, they didn't worship a sphinx. They worshiped Sekhmet. Bastet, lion beings, lion heads, lion bodies. They worship lions. They didn't worship no sphinxes. They didn't worship the freaking whatever the sphinx is now. So I'm not going to stay on this topic too long. Just realize that it was originally, the whole sphinx was originally a lion, not a sphinx. It wasn't a hybrid. It was, then we had all kinds of problems, did we not? Did we not have all kinds of problems with the Anunnaki? We've had all kinds of problems with the Anunnaki. Of course, their bloodlines are the ones who took control of that. And even look what religion is in Egypt now. The ancient Egypt comes out of Atlantis. All those races didn't follow no freaking those type of religions, Anu Elohim patriarchal religions. So, that is our heritage, you guys. This is our heritage. I'm not saying tiger. This is a tiger, but you know, right? Well, I have another tiger shirt. I have a couple lion shirts, feline shirts. But, and to come to think of it, it's not a big thing to argue about. I mean, disagree about. It's not a big thing to disagree what the Sphinx head originally was. What does that change? What does it change anyways? It doesn't change unity consciousness. It doesn't change the guardian lineages and bloodlines. It doesn't change the genetic hybridization experiment. It doesn't change anything really. Who cares? What does that do to your ascension process? If it was a lion's head or not? So it's kind of moot to argue what the Sphinx original head was. But I'm just wanted to make that on the record that the Guardians make it very clear. And also, let me show you in the Voyager's book. I'll search this book, Great Sphinx, and I'll share that with you on the screen. Let me open in PDF. Okay. And share that with you guys so you can see it. I'm transparent like that. Great Sphinx. Okay, what are you talking about? Are you telling me this is in Voyagers 1? So maybe they don't use the word great, so let me just look under Sphinx. Yeah, 44. So they don't put the word great next to it, so whatever. Look, there's a whole chapter on the Giza Plateau and Atlantis. And you guys, so some people may not understand what I was saying. Egyptians come out of Atlantis. You will even hear from the Voyagers books when they do talk about the hybridization, one of their root races, one of their family lines, one of the family lines of the root races was Egyptians. Egyptians come out of Atlantis. This is why they were super brilliant and very mysterious to most humans. There's something special about it, the ancient Egyptians. I'm not talking about what's there now. What's in Egypt now is a joke. I'm talking about the original ancient Egyptians. Remember, this has a discrepancy in here. They said the original head was an Anunnaki, when we know that's not freaking true. When you look at the head, Anunnaki head, why is it not proportional? So there is already some mistake. So I'm trying to get to show you how old it is. The first monument to be created was the original Sphinx. This building covered the portal to the inner earth, and still does, by the way, and linked directly into the portal passage that led to the Ark of the Covenant. So a lot of the priestcraft would be using these underground portal passages, and I'm sure a lot of visitors from inner earth were coming through this gateway, doorway. And you see right now, it's not a dog's body, it's a lion's body. The Sphinx was constructed to serve as a fortification for the inner earth portal. So that was one of its functions right there, to cover the inner earth portal. Do you hear any scientists talking about the Sphinx mention inner earth? They don't even believe in inner earth or know anything about inner earth. So no, their theories, their 2-hour videos about the Sphinx are going to have some distortion. And the Sphinx was also a safe house and a library. That thing is big enough to be a building. It's a building, not just a statue. Look. There was a library there for storage of sacred records and texts. It also served the purpose of housing the great energy transmitting machines that were charged with UHF, fifth dimensional energy, from the Ark of the Covenant. So this Sphinx was very important to the Guardians, man. And the Lyran Ankhs which were infused with energy in a similar fashion. So there were small Ankhs and there was big ones. That's why they mentioned the larger ones. There were machines. The Ankhs were machines. Historically, the larger Ankh machines became known as Arks of the Covenant, and the true identity of the Ark of the Covenant as being a portal passageway was lost. They forgot that's what it was really for. But during the time of the original building of the Sphinx, the truth of the Ark of the Covenant was well known, and the objects were understood as tools. the Ankhs were, which could draw, hold, and transmit energy that was drawn through the Ark of the Covenant from the blue flame of Amente. That will take a long time to explain, but Voyager's books explains the Amente that was stored. I mean, dude, the book is called The Secrets of Amente. It's a big deal. That was stored in the Andromeda Galaxy. Both the large Ankhs and the small Ankhs were designed in the shape of the Ankh. I guess that's what is an Ankh, which would allow high frequency energy, high as in fifth dimensional, to be sent, because we're in 3D, we were getting power from the fifth dimension, okay, to be synthesized in specific ways following the natural laws of interdimensional energy mechanics. The Ankhs were used to create the Sphinx. Whoa, not just the pyramids. Okay, cool. So they were used to create the Sphinx and various pyramids and other structures, as they provide the power to reverse gravitational pull, levitate, directly affect the particle makeup and morphogenetic fields of earth matter substance. They served as major construction tools, weather modulators, healing tools, and as interdimensional transit devices. Holy cow, these Ankhs were freaking badass. There's some mystery to the Ankh. I think we should all, as Guardians, Starseeds, Indigos, we should be researching this stuff. I was even telling my twin flame that I want to research pyramids on property that is part of the Christos Foundation. We're going to be doing research on pyramids and on the Ankh tech. The original Sphinx served as protective fortress. Wow, must have been pretty strong. In which these devices could be stored and kept out of the hands of the Templar Anu, which is the bloodlines of the negative Anunnaki. There was some positive Anunnaki that were part of the Syrian Council. This isn't those Anunnaki. This is the negative Anunnaki. The second major construction of the Syrian Council. Whoa, so just understand that the Sphinx was built first before the pyramid, which is very interesting trivia. So they built this massive pyramid centered directly over the portal opening of the Ark of the Covenant. I thought it was over SG4, but it's over the Ark of the Covenant. Very interesting. This pyramid was originally constructed during the time of the Great Sphinx, about 48,459 years ago, or get the exact date right here, 46,000. The reconstruction, because it was damaged, and the face was changed, happened 10,000 years ago, a lot later compared to this date, right? And then again, not just 10,500 BC, but also 9,000 BC, there was issues like the Great Flood. There's more than one flood, and there was warring, plus there was these bloodlines taking over Egypt, right? And what has become known in the modern times as the Great Pyramid. So this reconstructed version, not this version, and not this version, but the reconstructed version is what we see today, is what has come to be known as in modern times as the Great Pyramid of Giza, or the Cheops Pyramid. So this structure was reconstructed and repaired, obviously you could see numerous times. It was designed and erected by the Anunnaki of the Syrian Council. Remember I said the ones that were working with the Syrian Council were positive. So it was the Syrian Council that helped build the pyramid. It was the Anu Melchizedeks and the Hebrew and a hybrid species called the Syrians Egyptian peoples. That's who created the pyramid. These were once, during that time, guardians, good guys. I had someone recently ask me, didn't the fallen angels create the pyramids? No, they did not. Excuse me. They will certainly want to take credit for what the guardians have done. They will also take credit and say they created us instead of the guardians, like the Oraphim. One second, I'm gonna blow my nose. Testing. All right, so let me see what else may come up. I already went over this, so the pyramid was always kept. They always had security around the pyramid by the resident Anunnaki of the Syrian Council, the good ones who worked with the Syrian Council. And the Templar Anu were banned because we skipped the chapter where these Templar Anu became negative. They actually took over the Indigo's priestcraft, the Templar solar initiates. So remember, Templar is a good word, but there's a negative version to it because of what they did. So this created much hostility between the Templar Anu and the Egyptian cultures operating under the protection of the Syrian Council Anunnaki. This has got a very interesting history in this chapter, the Giza to Atlantis chapter. I encourage you guys to check it out. So anyways, I was just trying to bring up this topic because it's important to know some of the historical things that these extraterrestrial lineages have actually done here on Earth, since they are caretakers of our fallen humans from the angelic humans. So I have to hydrate myself. Otherwise, my throat gets way dry, you know. Let me check on chat. Indigo Wizard, what's up, brother? Woohoo! Good to see you, man. Stardust Goddess in the house. Woohoo! Yeah, so you guys, is Celine here tonight? I don't know if Celine's here, but hello to Celine, hello to Starman. Have any of you guys heard recently of Starman? I haven't heard from him in a while, so one of us should check in on him. And Sarah Holder comes in sometimes, but we rarely see Little Alien, but we might even have someone else replace that. But the person is not here tonight, so okay, so anyways, some of the I'll go over some of the signs that you could have. It's kind of like a basic list, you guys. If you feel like you're one of these type of Lyran beings, Lyran guardians, Lyran Starseeds, a deep sense of not belonging, and this will be like most beings who are coming to the Earth system. You know, when you incarnate here, you lose that memory. You have to wake up to it as you become an adult, a teenager, and a toddler, and a teenager, an adult, you know. One second here. Trying to fix something real quick. So that's a typical kind of sign when you're an alien soul essence visiting a system like Earth. You're gonna naturally feel out of place or not belonging or something is wrong. You feel different for sure. And do you think your parents, who are most likely not as woke as you are gonna, help you with that memory or help you with some understandings, even basic spiritual topics when most humans are following religions? Like, I know that part of my family members, some of the family members are indigos, but we were all into the fallen angelic religions. We were into Christianity, one of the biggest fallen angelic belief system. And so, like most of you, we don't know, we can't explain why we feel different. I mean, nowadays it's more easier. We have the internet, we have so many people sharing their stories. It's a lot easier than when I was younger and teenager. We didn't even have internet yet until the late 90s. That's when we started getting, even before that, I remember my grandma, she was into these news bulletins, which was online. So people meeting each other all over the world. Then the internet became the World Wide Web, or the super highway, they called it. So then knowledge and information was getting around, or people could start learning about other people's stories besides just books, right? So you're gonna feel different, you guys. Definitely, you feel out of place. It could even be within your own family. I feel out of place from my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. They have all their unique qualities, all unique personalities. I'm completely different. I'm the one who went off away from the family, not intentionally. My journey went to another state. Okay, I wasn't around my family for a long time. So I went on a spiritual journey. Nobody understood that. When I started experiencing channeling and psychic energies, they couldn't help me. They thought it was demonic, and they thought it was something wrong. And so even if there was something wrong, they still couldn't explain anything that I was experiencing. As a matter of fact, they wanted me to go to their church, and one time I was willing to do it, and I talked to one of the deacons, or the whatever you call the staff, I don't know what you call them. They sit down and talk to you. They listen to your crazy topics about, seeing and communicating to otherworldly beings. In angelic realities, it talks about that's one of the ascension symptoms. You will be seeing angels, which are what? Beings that exist in the second universe. You could see dead people. You could see any type of paranormal, supernatural things. They're going to demonize it. They have no framework to explain what you're experiencing. So it goes into fear. It gets demonized as something bad, something connected to Lucifer or Satan, or satanic, or you're in possession. You need to repent. You need to, So, yeah, that didn't get me nowhere. It didn't help anything. And people can't help you unless they're spiritual. Not religious, but spiritual. There is a difference. Because religious people are looking at dogma and scripture for their truth. Spiritual people are experiencing spiritual stuff. And that unholy book can't explain jack squat. It's not going to help you. And so you have to find your answers on bulletin boards, on internet stories, and other people's testimonies. So the first sign of being a Lyran Starseed is you're going to feel out of place while you're here on Earth, but so will any other Starseed. This is kind of like a broader Starseed sign. So a second sign that you're a Lyran feline consciousness, right? Strong inner moral compass. So I would say not all Starseeds are equal in regards to consciousness and awareness, but for Lyrans, there's often a natural resistance to corruption, manipulation, or false authority. Truth feels instinctual, not learned. Okay, so you're finding your truth from your, that instinctual thing is your inner Christos. You're finding the truth from your DNA imprint and memory. Okay, so like I said, you don't have some indigo children manuscript. Well, when you were a kid, you do now. I'm saying when you were young, your parents didn't know nothing about this stuff. You didn't know nothing about it, but you were feeling stuff. You were having experiences of stuff. So that is part of this realization. This instinct. You have this instinct. So, but others won't relate to it unless they're also have had experiences like you have. Like I haven't met many people in my life except for when I started Christos Avatar. Then I met lots of people like you guys. If I wasn't going on this journey, I would be like this right here. Kind of like this deep sense of belonging or not belonging, and feeling like no one can relate. No one's taking me serious. People will demonize you, make fun of you even. So the third sign would be heightened perception. ESP, extrasensory perception. So this is explained because beings from like starseeds, like a Lyran Starseed, a feline alien consciousness, or some type of being coming to Earth, incarnating to Earth, they have these higher strands of DNA. Okay? This is what makes a lot of the negative A blood types, B negative, O negative, AB negative. These are smaller populations of Earth. Most humans are the positive bloodlines. The ones who are guardians from other worlds have the negative bloodlines, which there are only a few percent of the beings on Earth. A few percent of the population compared to a huge percent of the positive bloodlines. It's also called the RH factor. So that factor implies that you're a hybrid. And there's only some of us, a few of us, not the majority of the humans. Of course, the majority are going to be normal humans. The small bloodlines that have been here for generations and generations creating... Can you imagine? Like, let's say some of these generations of hybrids had sex, made babies with normal humans, and then there's a whole bunch of mixtures of starseeds and indigos in humans. And that includes mixtures of Anunnaki lineages and bloodlines, mixtures of the reptilian bloodlines. You could be 50% reptilian, or maybe you're 15% or 10%, or 5% Anunnaki and 10% reptilian and 5% indigo, and the rest is human, regular human. Right? Look at my skin tone. I'm not very dark, I'm not very light, I'm in between because my mother and father are two different lineages. My mom is the one who has very white skin. My dad is Hispanic. So I'm half and half. And I'm a half and half, and I had a baby, my daughter, with a Honduran girl. And so what is my daughter now? She's like part, whatever my mom is, part of whatever my dad is, and then part of her mom's lineage. So, and then my daughter had a daughter, my granddaughter, and so dang, that father, her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, who's a donor, well, that is now a new lineage. You see what I'm saying? Now we have a hodgepodge of mixtures of DNA strands, and so that's another word for mutt. You're a starseed mutt. There's not very many strictly just pure one bloodline. You have to go to certain parts of the world and just be in that bloodline and not go outside of those bloodlines. This is why some people, some races, are very clear to keep it within their bloodline. This is why elites do this. They don't want something else coming into their bloodline. They don't want mixtures. Okay? So, now, there's let's say there's A negative. A negative doesn't mean one specific race. Give me a break. It could be many different hybrids who are A negative. Several different hybrids that are B negative. Other hybrids that are AB negative. Other hybrids that are O negative. You see what I'm saying? Not just the Russians, not just the Spanish, not just this race. No, different races, different peoples could be part of A negative, B negative, because of what I just explained. So many mixtures, so many different, different bloodlines creating these, hybrid bloodlines. So when people ask me, I'm B negative, which race, which starseed am I? See, that's ridiculous. You can't answer that question. And there's no point in asking someone else anyways. You have to go inside to figure that out. You have to go to the soul level to find out what group you're part of, what your soul essence is doing in this body. Okay? My body might be a mixture of this and that and that. Well, that mixture of this, that, and that made this vehicle. Understand? Those mixtures, those genetic, biological mixtures created this vehicle for my consciousness that is an angel, an archangel, an avatar, an ayani. This is like a tool. This body, this DNA pattern can do certain things, is capable of certain things, while a normal human is not capable of the same things. Abilities. This bloodlines that created this body and my consciousness came in and interfaced it. My Lyran consciousness, indigo consciousness, azurite consciousness, interfaced this vehicle that was made by my mother's and father's bloodlines. So I chose that before I came into my mother's fetus. Mother's, father's fetus. They created it together. That's called a soul contract because it's done in second universe. Second universe is the soul level, also called the angel level. You can call it like that. So angel level, soul level, contract, a birthing contract. They're mentioned in Voyagers too. They're called Palladorian birthing contracts. That's like getting permission or agreement. You can't just have an alien. See, guardians follow rules. We're going to ask permission to this alien guardian to be birthed here. We got permission from my mother's soul and my father's soul, your parents' souls. Okay? So it's pretty complicated because even it's in the Voyagers books that something has to be done to your mother and your father for them to be able to handle your frequency as a fetus in the womb. And it's broken down scientifically. It happens at certain stage of the cells that are being replicated at certain periods. They know exactly at 33 days, that's when the soul essence is in the body. And the Guardians make it very clear. There is no soul inside the body until 33 days. When you got religions like the Pope saying, oh, there's a soul on conception. No, there is not. Remember, excuse me, again, my eye. The body is a vehicle for the soul essence. You're not the body. It's an extension while you're visiting it, while you're in it. It's an extension. It's an interface. This body is an interface for your soul essence that came in. This is a tool for your soul essence and what it can do. But we're taught Cathara biospiritual DNA regenesis. You use DNA regenesis to fix the problems with this body. And then you have more access to what this vehicle, this machine, this tool can do. Otherwise, it's going to be blocked from you. You won't be able to, it's kind of like getting a very expensive sports car and not really using it to go fast or to enjoy what it can do. You're not enjoying what this body is capable of because it's got all kinds of issues and blocks and, DNA blocks and problems. So we're limited. So, sorry guys, I'm not trying to go off topic, but some of this gets complex, but I don't know why my eyes is feeling like this today. So please excuse that. So, deep sense of not belonging, strong inner moral compass, heightened perception and awareness, psychic abilities. And I just went through and explained that. It is these beings coming in, hybrid beings, soul essence coming into the body that have the higher chakras, and the rest of the humans do not. Let me show it to you on the screen with my 15-dimensional time matrix diagram, and someone please, one of the moderators, please put that in chat. If you are an angel, that means a being from the second universe. You're a being from the second universe coming and incarnating into your mother's fetus on planet Earth in the third dimension. Well, you're coming from the fifth dimension. You have 2 more strands than the humans do. The humans have 1 through 3 strands. You're coming from the fifth dimension. You have 5 strands. Understand? So this being, according to the Voyagers books, the indigos come from the 6th dimension. So they come from the 6th dimension, do a soul contract with your mother and your father, and as soon as they get that, they come into the fetus when your mother is pregnant in the earth on the 3rd dimension. Your soul essence is going into the body vehicle machine that your mother and father created. Now, this indigo child is going to be limited to what that machine, that body can do. But you're also part of that. Understand? You're coming into the fetus development. You're the combination of your mom, your dad, and your 5th dimensional soul. That's what your DNA, that's how a hybrid is created. The soul essence is mixing with the mother and the father's soul essence. And now you create a unique being. Not the same as your mom, not the same as your dad, and not the same as your 5D self. Kind of like a mixture of the 3. So you're going to have memories, connections to your mom's heritage, to your dad's heritage, and to your 5D heritage, angelic heritage. You will have access to the 5th dimension, and the 4th, and the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st, while most humans are only 1 through 3. So, let's say you're an archangel from the 9th dimension coming to Earth. Well, gee, you're going to have access to these 3 chakra, these 3 chakra, and these 3 chakra. Archangel DNA, archangel consciousness. Some of you are avatars. Some of you are Rishi. Some of you are Yanas, ascended masters. Grande Yanas, Vachi Yanas, or Rama Yanas. Coming way down here, because look, this is what indigos are. Indigos are coming from density 5 of our hologram, or from the Kirashe, or sorry, Kundare, cosmic fields. Your soul essence is coming from here, baby, and then coming all the way down, all the way down, all the way down to the 6 dimensions, and then from the 6th dimension you come to make the soul contact with your mom and your father, and then you come down to the baby fetus and mix with the DNA patterns of your mom and your dad, and then you're birthed, you're a toddler. Welcome, hybrid, to planet Earth. This is why you're going to have more. This is what the PDF was saying. What? I'm lost for a second here. I think I was just trying to show you something, right? I was just trying to explain something. So, this is why you have heightened ESP psychic abilities, and your 3D family, if you have them, do not. Why billions of humans don't have psychic abilities doesn't mean they can't. They can go on a spiritual journey and activate their dormant DNA. But what I'm saying is that Earth seeds are specifically don't have those strands yet, literally. Until they get to the 6th strand, then they get all of the starseed strands. But until then, they only have 2 or 3 strands. Most humans only have, they don't know what the hell is in 4th strand, or a 5th strand, or a 6th strand. But you do! 6th strand is your 3rd eye. You have clairvoyance, while your 3D homies and family don't. They don't believe you. They think you're schizophrenic. They think there's something wrong with you. Ever had that happen in your life? Most indigos deal with that low vibe, disbelieving 3D consciousness. So, another sign that you're a Lyran consciousness, Starseed, is aversion to control systems. Aversion. Like you rebel against control systems. Right? You're a rebel, baby. Rigid rules, authoritarian structures, and, coercive environments feel suffocating to you, Starseed. Freedom is non-negotiable at the soul level, baby. You said, well, what the F is this? I don't think so. Whether that's authoritarian parents or authoritarian governments or authoritarian lovers, you say you feel that. That's a sign that you're a Lyran Starseed, homie. What's up? And we're not just saying one of these or 2 of these. You could have one of these, a few of these, and that gives you an indication. These aren't all just for only Lyran Starseeds either. See what I'm saying? Ancient soul memory. That's the 5th sign that you're a Lyran Starseed. Experiencing deja vu. Sudden knowing or emotional reactions to ancient history. Star lore or cosmic themes without studying them. So, most humans, 3D humans, don't care less about that stuff. But you're looking out into the stars. You're interested in how the world works. You're interested in what in the world was I experiencing in my dream last night. You go on this investigation. You're curious about these things. Like me, I can explain that. Why I'm interested in sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. I love, any type of those type of storylines because I'm a freaking indigo. I've been from those places. There's not many things on Earth that draw me in, but stuff talking about space and aliens, that draws me in. And so a lot of you who are star seeds or indigos, you're from the stars, you're into that stuff too, naturally, because you are literally from there. So you could be having these deja vu moments, right? A 6 sign out of 12, right? Natural leadership energy. Now, this is definitely feline Lyran, okay? No, not dominance, but quiet authority, as in, I would say, pride, like a lion's pride. Others often look to them for guidance. If you're a Lyran, others are looking to you, right? Even when they don't seek leadership roles. So you may have this reaction towards other people, but maybe you're not into being an authority or anything like that, but you have that presence. And it doesn't come from ego, like I said, or some type of dominance thing. It's this powerful lion thing, man. It's hard to explain unless you feel it yourself. Sign number 7 that you could be a Lyran Starseed. Sensitivity to deception. Like sensitivity to a narcissist or a psychopath or any type of distortion, right? You have some, when I mean by sensitivity, it means you pick it up easily compared to others. You notice this stuff more than other people do. Lyran Starseeds often sense when narratives are false, even without evidence. You just feel it, baby. This makes mainstream systems feel deeply misaligned. We don't go with the mainstream. We rebel against the mainstream. I mean, come on, dude. I should make a poll. How many of you Lyran Starseeds are rebellious? What's up? I don't mean you're going out and causing anarchy. What I'm saying is, and you talk about the distortions in government and in the world because you know what's up. You know something's wrong. Right? Put it in the comments, Lyran Starseeds. We want to hear from you. We got some consensus going on. Sign number 8, that you're a Lyran Starseed, homie. Strong protective instincts. I'm protecting my space. I'm protecting my children. I'm protecting my chat. We're protecting, you're protective. Are you protective, Lyran Starseed? What's up? I talk about this with my girlfriend, my twin flame. We're very mindful of the people around us. Mindful about how they behave, how they speak, what they do. Not because we're judging, but because we're protecting ourself, our space, our children, our business affairs, or whatever. And that goes for any indigo or starseed or guardian. Are you a guardian? You say yes, I'm a guardian? Well, you are very protective against any type of distortions in people. I'm very mindful of the people writing comments on my videos. I'm protective. I got to create, part of my responsibility is to create a safe space for all of you. If I didn't have these moderators, and you better believe we have experience with trolls, because if we didn't have moderators, trolls would be ruling my chat, and it would be very disruptive, and that's why they do it. They're trying to be disruptive to this frequency, to this broadcast. Now moderators just transmute it to keep this space protected and safe for everybody else. Right? You guys have seen when some troll jumps in and causes all this ruckus. You don't want that. We're peaceful. We're loving. We want to share our experiences. We don't want these trolls, man. This is why we're very protective. Naturally, you Lyran Starseeds are protective. Right? They see those teeth and they see those claws as guard. not attacking. We're guardians. We defend, man. We protect. What's up? Another sign that you're a Lyran Starseed is you're awakening through disillusionment. Letting go out of transmitting all those old paradigms, all those old occult beliefs and things you used to practice. I'm guilty of that too. But you're awakening through that disillusionment. Through awakening often begins through betrayal. When you get betrayed by someone I thought that was my friend. Often through system collapse or truth exposure, not blissful spirituality. So, usually we got to go through some bumps in the road before we can figure it out. Sign number 10 that you're a Lyran Starseed. So we're almost done. Preference for simplicity and authenticity. Which is basically surface level social games. They feel exhausting. Authentic presence matters more than image or status. Like a perfect example. I don't mean to keep using my twin flame as an example, but she felt she needed to get off of social media. So she closed down her Instagram or whatever. She closed down some of her social media because of this trait right here. Where this image and status of social media, or you could say the distraction of social media, you realize you're stuck on social media. You're not so creative as you used to be. You don't have the energy and the joy of life like you used to be. You're following people. You're looking at what they're doing. You're talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Some of you know what I'm saying. Some of you have to. Let's lay off of the social media. I see how it's affecting my kids, for example, or whatever. And it's all about this followers and status quo, and you want some release. And why not have balance? You know when you're off balance, you want to get back on balance, so you let go of some of that. Which is actually a good thing for all of us to do, you guys. Like when I went to Sedona, when our small group of friends went to Sedona, we put the phones down. We weren't on them 24/7. We were too busy hiking and socializing and eating dinner together and doing medicine together. We didn't need phones. We didn't want phones. We just wanted to share in our brotherly, sisterly love. Connection. We wanted to experience connection instead of this digitized world. It's good to get off the digitized world every now and then. Sign number 11 that you're at Lyran Starseed. Inner strength under pressure. You can handle pressure because you got that inner strength. Despite your sensitivity, Lyran souls tend to become calm and focused in crisis. That kicks in when something's going down. A trait linked to ancient warrior guardian lineages. And think about this, for example, bodyguards. All of a sudden there's a danger to their executive, who they're protecting. They have to go and be alert and being able to handle this danger. That's what this trait is. You have this inner strength under pressure. And it's weird, you guys. I've experienced that myself. There's a car accident and people are going crazy and screaming. I'm calm. I'm trying to see who I can help. I remember seeing a fire a few times. People are screaming and running and they're all afraid. I'm calm under this scenario. Some people are calm in those situations. This is one of the explanations of why. You have this, like I said, an ancient guardian response. Um, and just think about that, guys. We've dealt with wars. We've dealt with beings trying to attack us. We've had to be the role of guarding and warriorship. We were warriors. We had to be warriors in order to stop these legions of phantom beings attacking our planet, attacking our people, attacking our family, attacking us. We just got that. It's like, it's in us, man. It's going to come out. And that lion, I don't need medicine to do that. The 12th sign that you could be a Lyran Starseed. Sense of mission without programming. It's in your DNA, baby. You don't need no programming on Earth. Even before understanding Starseed concepts, many feel they're here for a reason. Not saviors, okay, but stabilizers of truth. Thank you for that. So, we're not here to be saviors. We're here to be wayshores, showing the Christic way, wayshores, beacons of Christic light, wayshores. We're meant to be trailblazers, okay? Taking these concepts and running with them. Learning these concepts, doing the Maharic Seal, doing Triadic phase currents, working on each of the chakras, which is your Templar, all the way up to your Christic 12D chakra, and owning it, being masters of it, teaching and showing others how to do it too. Wayshowers and trailblazers, not saviors. Facilitating someone to be able to heal themselves. Okay? And actually, that's what you learn in Kathara Biospiritual Healing. You learn how to facilitate other people's healing. So where they can connect to their own Christos and heal themselves. You facilitate the healing. You're trailblazers, you're wayshowers of the Christic way. So let me check in on chat again, you guys. Thank you, all of you who's spending your Tuesday with us tonight. How you doing, homies? I gotta do a poll. Do you think you are a Lyran Starseed, brother, sister? Write it in the comments, but also answer this poll. Let me put up the poll. Because I would definitely say yes. I know I'm a Lyran Starseed because I've seen my whole body and I was in the body. I was in my Christos avatar and Ohazi body. I saw myself. I was thinking in that level. I was not in this physical matter. The reality was totally different up there, man. This is why I confirmed a lot of the spiritual science aspects. Like, whoa, dude, there definitely is different levels of matter. Start a poll. Do you think you are a Lyran Starseed? And you guys know what I mean by that. Do you have that feline consciousness? Are you from the stars? An angel level, archangel level, avatar level? That's what I mean by this question. Yes or no, or I just put I'm not sure because some people really want that option. I am not sure. And that's okay. You don't have to be a Lyran Starseed. If you don't think you are one, just say no. It's not a competition thing. This is a Starseed, a Lyran Starseed thing. And also, let me fix something here. Settings, and it says something about bitrate lower than recommended. We recommend 68K. So I will raise it up a little bit and see if anything bad happens. Stream. Output. I got 1900 bit rate. Just remember I had 19 in case I gotta fix it, right? I'll put 25 for now. If there's any problems in the connection, let me know and I'll change it back to 1900. Lauren Wisdom 82, thank you, Star Sister. She said, love you, fam. Woohoo! Thank you, Lyran Wisdom. Bless you, sister. I hope I meet you in real life sometime. You've been so, you've helped this channel so much. Maybe you can make it to our Sedona trip in the fall, or not fall, spring or summer. And once I get going, because I am getting going, we will have probably 3 retreats a year, starting with Sedona, and then when we can do it, we'll do one in Hawaii, or we'll do one in Mount Shasta, or we'll do one in, you know, one of these other Stargate Vortis locations. So maybe even, you know, it would be really amazing to go with all of you guys to Machu Picchu. Yeah, baby, what's up? Me and my twin flame have both been there. We've both done ayahuasca in Peru, which is a big sign for both of us. Thank you so much, Lauren Wisdom. We also have Enlatin369. Woohoo! Thank you, Star Brother. You put much love, Anahazi. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you so much, Holy One. And you guys, that's all the donations tonight. So please, you guys, please help me out. I really rely on your guys' help right now. So please make a donation like they did, you know, $9.99, $15, $25, whatever you feel called to, you guys. Much respect for that help. That exchange of energy helps me keep on doing this full time. And since I'm saying that, please, I also, well, let me make sure this is working. Let me change the properties real quick. Change it to Photoshop. And also, if you don't want to leave a donation, then at least please take a look at supporting this work through ordering one of my t-shirts. Like I just talked about Omni Love. So this is like one of the t-shirts I created today. It comes in different colors, and so this is kind of like a commercial. Just a real quick. And so it's frequency and Omni Love, honoring the divinity within all. So Omni Love is kind of like the focal point of these teachings, and I got it in different colors. And so this is Omni Love shirt. Let me show you Law of One. If someone could please put the link to my shop, please put the link to my shop. This is the Law of One shirt, which is connected to the innerchristos, Law of One. Not the raw material Law of One, okay? It comes in also gray, heather gray it's called. Just represent, you know, represent. Let me, eventually I have this organized so I won't be like fumbling for this stuff, but let me show you the innerchristos t-shirt. Innerchristos, baby, what's up? And then God Sovereign Free t-shirt. We got navy color too, and we got sage. Now I'm going to be adding different colors and stuff. I'm just putting some of the most popular colors, and so you guys are interested in any of those, please visit the link to my Etsy shop. Thank you so much, you guys. That's another way to do exchange of energy. You get something in return, such as a t-shirt, or please leave a donation, you guys, because this is how I can keep doing this full time. Thank you so much for hanging with me tonight. Woohoo! Party time! Let me see how to say this. Rotterdam Creola. You are amazing, she said. Thank you so much for that amazing donation. Thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for that beautiful exchange of energy. Thank you so much, Holy One. Bless you, sister, in your journey. It's an honor to walk this Christic path with you. Yes. Thank you, Indigo Wizard. I appreciate that, brother. You said it. God Sovereign Free. Woohoo! GSF. What's up? Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, brother. And, you know, this person doesn't know me, but I want to support his work too. He makes some badass music, and he's teaching some of the Guardian teachings. I saw him. Me and my twin flame, we saw him in an interview about the split in the shield. Natai. Here he is rapping to Violet Flame Psilocybin. What's up? I gotta go back to chat though. Okay. This is Natai. Check out that brother. Christic brother. Oh, I forgot to check Discord. Sorry, I just checked Discord right now, and I got some questions from thank you for that, Giannis. Oh, that's December 6th, 13, December 13, and today. Georgina, glad to be here. Let me make sure I'm on camera. For some reason, I'm not sure. Yeah, I am. Glad to be here. I've been sick lately. And card fraud. I've been dealing with a serious C1, C2 fracture and TBI. And my house was broken into last night while I was gone. Wow, sister, it sounds like, you know, as you become awakened, some dark frequencies in your life it's kind of like, sounds like an attack. And so as we become these wayshowers, trailblazers, and awaken ourselves, well, the light shines brightly. Some beings notice it, and they will try to attack it. What I do is I go into a space of calm, reflection. Take time for yourself to figure this out. Where is this energy? How did this happen? Why is it happening? Go inside and you will find the source, and basically just suddenly be very mindful of your health and what you eat and who you engage with, who is in your household, who's in your friendships, who's in your workplace, someone or maybe a few people could be bringing this frequency into your life, especially if it's other people in your house. They could be bringing this low vibe frequency, which you're sharing the house with them, You know, you're affecting, just like, for example, when I traveled for Thanksgiving. I wasn't in my normal space that's always got freaking protection going on. I went out of the side of that, and then I had a few attacks in my dreams when I was staying at my family's house. My daughter was under attack. She had a freaking sleep paralysis when she was in my mom's house, relative's house. But there's also someone else in the house there who's most likely, you know, I love this person, but this person could be the one who's bringing in the frequency that my daughter and me felt. So be very mindful of that, Star Sister. Bless you in your journey. You guys send some loving protective energy to our sister Georgina Hedinger, 9441. Transmuting any type of fraud, any type of sickness, any type of health issues, any type of security issues. Sending guardian protection to Georgina Hedinger, guardian energy, guardian protection, guardian frequency. And it's also important for you to do that for yourself. Connect to your higher self. Don't go. One of the worst things you could do is fall into despair. That's very tempting, to fall into sadness or to be upset. No, this is where you need to come into your strength, into your lion's conviction, that lion's pride. You do not allow distortion, any type of sickness, any type of criminal activity. You do not allow it. Transmute it, state it, confirm it, and so it is. So be that higher version of yourself, dear, and you will get through this period. But we'll also be praying for you. Thank you so much for being here with us, Sister Georgina. Falcon Lover Forever. Thank you, Christos Avatar. Beautiful, blessed wisdom. That's music to my ears. This is why I do it for you guys. This is my service to you guys. Thank you for that positive feedback. Love you, Star Brother. Fred from Florida. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Falcon Lover Forever. Woohoo! Ariana Seraphi, what about Arcturians? Well, tonight's video is not about Arcturians, but what's interesting is that in Voyagers, it says that Arcturians and some of the Pleiadians, because not all of them are good, there's actually Luciferian Pleiadians on Nibiru. But in general, Pleiadians and Arcturians are our friends. But I had to notice, let me show you what I noticed about the Arcturians. I'm going to my Photoshop. I gotta close all these windows. What I noticed is there's a fallen Arcturian, a Nordic fallen Arcturian, and a Draco Anunnaki Arcturian. So so while there is a guardian Arcturians in the third universe, there are some fallen versions that the guardians at least made note of, these two fallen versions. But other than that, if you want to learn more about some of the Arcturian stuff, I encourage you to look into Voyagers 2. And we have been providing you throughout this live links to Voyagers 1, Voyagers 2, and whatever else people are asking for. There is no paywall here. We give you links to the videos or the PDFs. No problem. My membership area is simply for those who want to help. And also it's a community for people to come together on our Discord server. If you're a member and you don't have a link yet, please hook me up. Contact me and I'll hook you up. Thank you for your question, dear. Yeah, Connor Sites Bowen, I don't, let me know. I might be able to meet you. I could still drive there. I need some time ahead of time. The next few days. I can't promise anything, brother, but hit me up on email and let me know the exact days. And then maybe we can work out a meeting, but I can't guarantee it. I got a lot going on right now, and actually my twin flame's visiting me soon, so thank you for that. Jennifer Guyton, Anahazi, I love your t-shirt that you are wearing tonight. Oh, yeah, babe, what's up? Along with the bold statement tees you designed for your channel. Thank you so much. And yeah, there's more to come. I've only made 4 designs so far, but I want to make the twin flame and a Machiwa one and a unity consciousness one. I got plans. And we're going to be making hoodies and, you know, those pants and joggers and stuff. And anything else, mugs. You know, I'll be having Christos avatar mug. Innerchristos mug, Law of One mug, right? And that's how I can share this frequency, but also it's a exchange of energy, because I can't survive without it, you guys. This is why I'm doing this. So well, Cynthia QQ, didn't Pleiades and Lyrans intertwine at one point? Well, you can get intertwines with any race. You can have reptilians combining with Anunnaki, Anunnaki combining with Pleiadians, and they did. You could have Pleiades combining with Lyrans. It's going all over the place. Remember I mentioned earlier how it's happening on Earth? All kinds of hybrids and humans are mixing and mixing. Well, same thing with Pleiades. Enter Bank Draco. Any books you recommend on Lyra? I recommend the Voyagers books, because it's all Lyran Guardians. We have free links to that. But specific Lyran star system, see right there is an example of, it's not very articulate. Like, Lyra is a star. Lyran is a being from Lyra. So what do you mean by that, right? People need to be mindful of how they word their sentence, especially regarding the Lyrans. Okay, so there could be all kinds of different races from Lyra, right? Not just felines. And I mentioned that at the beginning, so. But I do recommend these books as a starting point. Cynthia QQ, wow, bro, you blow my mind with your knowledge. It's freaking awesome. Thank you, Star Sister. I appreciate that positive feedback. Certainly I get negative feedback sometimes. But thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so grateful that you found us and you're here with us. Welcome, Cynthia QQ. Bless you, sister, in your journey. Jennifer Guyton, Christopher Avatar, 100%. When I was very young, I spoke a different language. My parents told me that I would never make sense to them. Shortly after that, they were told I was dyslexic. Oh wow, dyslexic by them. And also, believe it or not, some people who have ADD and ADHD are guardians, are indigo children. They have these problems because these lineages have been under attack. And so, and there's a few other issues we could have. A lot of that goes to the indigo type 3s, but not only them, but other, it's possible for these lineages to be affected and have these problems like dyslexia or whatever. So it doesn't mean automatically that you're some indigo, but what I'm saying is we know for a fact that a lot of ADD and ADHD people are actually indigo children. So you got a hidden brilliant child, if they could ever make sense of what they're experiencing in their body. And she also wrote, because of my father being a higher ranked military Navy personnel, and so both my parents believe them when they talked my parents into taking me to a special therapist. Very interesting background story, Jennifer. But what we call speak a different language, usually we say is either you're channeling your own higher self, that's light language, or you're channeling some other entities which you don't want to do. But you are the one experiencing this, so you feel if you trust them or not. You have to have that discernment, you have to have that resonance before you take their advice seriously. It's just giving you a tip, be very mindful if it's channeling or if it's your light language from your higher self. There's a difference. Because guardians do not channel, neither do indigo adepts. We don't use channeling. We only go to our higher self, our own family of consciousness. So there we go. It looks like I caught up to those. This works out very well, so thank you, Giannis. Jamie? Wait. Jamie Hansen. Wow. Thank you so much, Holy One. You put OP. I like your little animation there. Thank you so much, Jamie. That's awesome. Woohoo! Yes! Family, thank you for taking care of this show tonight, you guys. Bless you. I'm so grateful for you guys. Sir Madison, member for 18 months, brother. Woohoo! And we got a new member, Rotterdam Criolla. That's a very unique name. Sorry if I butchered your name. But thank you. Welcome, Angel. Thank you so much, Holy One. Glad to have you with us, homies. A lot of us, when we find this group, we find this community, we know we found our family. This is why you'll see some of us in chat call each other family, right? I'm so grateful to all of you guys. Woohoo! Yeah. Rodder gave a donation and became a member, so. Diamond Star, I got your message recently, sister. I will be checking out your site. Just give me 24 hours or so. I will take a look. Magi, or some people pronounce it Magi. I personally, I feel, I'm not talking about you, Celine, now. I'm talking about myself. When we talk about Magi, priest kings, some people say Magi. It doesn't sound right to me. Magi. McGee. Magi. Huh? You know what I see? Magi. Magi. Magician. Not magician. Magi. McGee. It sounds funny and silly if people say McGee. Magi. What? No! That doesn't feel right to me. Magi, as in magician. So people gonna say, oh, Maharaji. 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 It actually sounds right when you say Maharaji, but Magi, M-A-J-I, is supposed to be Magi, not Magi. But whatever you're pronouncing it, sister, I'm not talking about your username. But that's so cool. I like how you change your username. Yeah, we got some heavy hitters and we're growing together, you guys. It's a great honor to walk with you guys on this Christic path. I'm not perfect. I'm not some guru. I never said I was. But I strive for accuracy in these teachings. I strive to be the best version of myself. And I got my, someday my wife, my twin flame with me, and we're just going to be gravitating to our highest versions. We're going to be kick-ass Christic guardians on earth. And I know some of you have that same goal. You can acknowledge you're not perfect. That we will have issues, like our sister. We may have someone steal from us. We may have some health issues. I had a health issue earlier this month. Oh yeah, I have an update. I have an update to my tooth problem. The weirdest thing happened to my tooth problem. The bridge, I was eating. I was trying to be very careful not to eat on this side, but I guess I ate a little bit. But anyways, the bridge fell out of my mouth. It was painless. What the hell? I didn't notice it wasn't even loose. It wasn't loose. It was still in my teeth for the past 35 years. That's actually pretty awesome. If you look online, most bridges don't last 10 years. Mine lasts 35 years. That's exceptional. But it just fell out, you guys, and I no longer have pain. I can tell there must be still remnants of the tooth, but there's no pain. And I don't know why I was feeling pain when it came out and there's no more pain now. Maybe it's from pressure of the bridge, but I've been having it for 35 years. There was no pressure before. What? Oh. I'm just saying that as an update because people were sending me prayers or sending me positive messages and comments. So I'm okay, your brother. Now I don't have to fork out money now for the freaking dentist. I do have a missing tooth. I try not to show it. Well, I'm not even aware of it. I'm not even thinking about it. But you might see a little bit of missing tooth. But most of you guys are very loving people. You're not going to make a big deal about it. Someday, when I can afford it, I'm going to get an implant. In another country, probably. In Poland, because that's where my twin flame is. So, that's where she's going to go. So I'm going to go probably get it like 1/5 the price of American implants. It's been 2 days and I haven't had any issues after that bridge fell out. What grace! Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I don't have the pain and I don't have to pay some dentist some ridiculous amount of money. So it was amazing what happened. I'm just grateful. And I'm grateful that it wasn't like right here, because then it would be very noticeable to have this tooth missing right here. Now I'm aware of it, right? Shit. All right, you guys. We'll come to the end of this video. So grateful to all of my brothers and sisters in chat. Thank you to all of you who are coming here regularly. Thank you to my moderators. You guys, let's get an extra shout out to my moderators. Sir Madism, Mr. Madism, also brothers. We got some divine masculine and feminine on this channel. Starman, Indigo Wizard. And then don't forget the ladies. Little Aliens, Sarah Holder. We also got Stardust Goddess. We got Celine and Giannis. And so I didn't forget anybody, I hope. So thank you guys. And our community is very blessed. Very beautiful, loving community. Now, we will have new people. They don't know all this stuff. But we're very kind to newcomers. I hope you guys are nice to new people. But in general, a lot of us are awakening. And they stick around. They've become regulars. So thank you to the regulars. Thank you to the moderators. And remember Starman. Starman and Little Alien. They don't come around as often, but they might be here in the background. Or I hope Starman's okay. We love Starman. Love you, Starman, wherever you are. Hope you're okay. One of us are going to find out. But anyways, let's do one of our affirmations. Now, at the end of the show, we usually sing what's called a song. P-S-O-N-N. Or we kind of sing it kind of like a affirmation. We usually say things in threes. Did you guys notice that the song Lyra is said 3 times? It's not just me making some new agey system up. You go Ometa Ipatuma 3 times. So I got in a habit of making affirmations 3 times. And what is an affirmation? You're repeating something. You're reinforcing a feedback loop within yourself by repetition, repetition, repetition. 3 times, repetition. 6 times, repetition. 9 times, repetition. Do some repetition. That's the power of frequency of affirmations. So I encourage newcomers to go through. It's not easy, but go through the Voyager's books, go through Kathara Biospiritual Healing. That's where the techniques are coming from. They don't come from here, the books. They come from the video workshop series of our teacher, Speaker 1 Ashiana, Dean. We're not talking about the new Ashiana from, she's got a whole different teachings called Tantriya Hura. Bless you and whatever that journey is. That's not our journey. We're with Ashiana Dean. And any teachings before 2008, there's no beef. We don't have no beef. We don't have no anger or anything. No grudges. We love Ashiana. We love these Emerald Order Guardian teachings from 2000 to 2008. So I encourage you guys to go through Kathara. Go through the dance for love, dance for joy, dance for freedom, and then maybe some of the sliders. You're set. You're okay. You're learning enough about your plasma body. You're doing your chakras, how to connect to or heal distortions. You'll be kicking ass, baby, and your psychic powers will be growing. You'll be owning that Christic vibe. What's up? Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. I am Christ Star. Come on. I am Christ Star. I am Christ Star. What is Christ Star? The 12th dimensional Merkaba. There's an 11th one, there's a 10th one, there's a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Christ one, the Christos one, is the 12D one, the 12th one. That's the Christ ray, the Christos ray, the Christos avatar consciousness. I am Christ Star. You're acknowledging that consciousness. That Anuhazi Christos ray, baby. What's up, Lyrans? What's up, homies? I am God. GSF. I have a t-shirt on it. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Thank you, family. You're family. You guys are family. I love you unconditionally. Omni love, baby. What's up? No judgment, no hate. We're just peaceful. What's the 12 attitudes of mastery? For all of you, not just beginners, all of us need to be practicing in our life the 12 attitudes of mastery and the 12 responsibilities of mastery. Practice it in your daily dialogue. Practice it in your relationships. Practice it in your life. Omni love. Wow, the first one. Joy, bliss, grace, mindfulness. Fearlessness. Accountability, responsibility, impeccability, self-sovereignty, self-love. Thank you, guys. Omni Christos love. Namaste. Aho. Machiwa. See you guys on Saturday, homies. What's up? Please, you guys, check out my shop. I made those t-shirts for you guys, for us. Let's represent, homies. Yeah. Lyran Starseeds in the house. And the poll said 71% of you believe that you're a Lyran Starseed. Give me 5 Lyrans. Sup? Thank you guys. I love you. See you on Saturday. Sup, homies? Yeah. And I always give a kiss to my twin flame at the end. I love you, baby. My chihuahua. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I don't want to go. You hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. I don't want to. You hang up. No, you hang up. Okay, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.